And good morning, Orlando. Hey, this is not Bud Hettinger. This is Lynn Miller sitting in for the Bud Man. He's a little under the weather. Actually, I think he's probably sailing his yacht. I think his excuse was he's under the weather. But be that as it may, glad to be with you. I am filling in for the Bud Man today. Was able to be with you over the holidays, and it's nice to be back. I'm from the Tampa Bay area. I've been in broadcasting for a long time, and Orlando is my hometown, so it's nice to be here. This is Open Mind Monday. So if you would like to weigh in, chime in on anything, it is Open Mind Monday, 407-916-5400. We're going to talk about some of the issues of the day, but you're welcome to talk about anything that you like. Can I start by saying congratulations to Jeff Gordon? I'm a big NASCAR fan, so indulge me for just a second. You know, the team, Rick Hendrick, made a great swap a couple of months ago over the offseason and swapped crew chiefs. And Jeff Gordon is now in Victory Lane. I'm not really a huge Jeff Gordon fan, but it is good to see him in Victory Lane. So congratulations to Jeff and to Alan Gustafson. I was at the 500, courtesy of some family members who had a wonderful time with, and it was just great. Big NASCAR fan, so congratulations. I am not a fan of the Oscars. I didn't even know that they were going on until I saw the newspaper this morning. So sorry to those of you who want to talk about the Oscars, you certainly can, but I don't see any of the movies. I see a few movies. I don't know any of the actresses. I did know who Natalie Portman was, but can I just say something just between us girls here? Can you get married before you get pregnant? I'm sorry. Is this just a little old-fashioned? But she looked beautiful from the dress I saw and all that, but then I noticed pregnant and not married. Sorry, Hollywood just sends the wrong messages, and I'm not interested in watching their shows of self-congratulations. I guess The King's Speech is probably a pretty good movie. I haven't seen it. I don't know. It's got some pretty bad language, and I generally like to stay away from that. And what about this, what's her name? Melissa Leo from The Fighter, who uses the very offensive word that I'm not even going to give you the letter that it starts with, on prime time. I mean, do these people not understand what live television is all about, and that there are families in the audience listening to this dribble? I mean, that's enough reason just to shut the Oscars off. I'm sorry, I'm just not interested. But get a life. Learn how to speak in public without using such obnoxious profanity. I mean, none of us are perfect, but I'm sorry, I'm just done with that. I'm not a fan of the Oscars, not a fan of Hollyweird, and this is just one more reason why I think we can find a better way to spend our time. But I will look at the pictures of the dresses, because I mean, I have to. Some of them are pretty, and some of them are like, where did you find that? It's just kind of an interesting cultural shift. But I may go to see The King's Speech. If you've seen it and you want to recommend it, let me know. The other one, The Fighter, I don't have any interest in, and Black Swan, I'm not even sure what that's about. But Natalie, you looked beautiful last night, but, you know, marriage and then babies. Or am I old-fashioned? Maybe so. But there are some things that I'm not willing to compromise on. There are some things that I'm set in my ways. You know, this is Open Mind Monday, but there are some things that I am not going to change. How about you? Are there some things that no matter what society says, no matter what the pushbacks of the culture are, that you say, no, I'm sorry, this is my belief system and I'm sticking to it and I'm sticking with it? The society can veer off in any direction it wants, and I'm not going to be ugly or rude about it. I can debate my position, hopefully with tact and diplomacy, and hopefully we can still end or part as friends. But there are some things I'm just not willing to change. You know, tolerance is the great sin now, or intolerance of the 21st century. People don't like what you say on certain things, and you're intolerant. You're intolerant. You're supposed to be able to embrace everything and just kind of be like the palm tree that sways in the breeze. Sorry, that's not me. There are certain things that I cannot accept, won't accept. If you want to believe in them, if you want to embrace them, you certainly can. And again, particularly on this show, we can have a nice discussion and we can have a great friendly debate, but don't ask me to change my mind. And that's okay. I can be intolerant of some things. That's not the unforgivable, unpardonable sin that makes me a bad American. There are some things that I am not ever going to tolerate. I'm not ever going to embrace them. You know, Natalie Portman being beautiful and pregnant without being married, I'm just not embracing that, ever. Does it mean I think she's a bad person? No, it means I think she should get married before she has a baby. That's it. But I am not going to tolerate, and I'm not going to be forced into changing my opinion. on certain things that matter a lot to me. There's some things that we can debate, high-speed rail, high-speed trains. We can debate all those kind of things. Those are not, moral issues. But there's some things that I draw a line in the concrete, and I'm just not going to change. And I think that's kind of healthy because the culture needs to have standards. We need to have things that we say, this line and no farther. I mean, were your parents like that? Mine were. Mine said, this family does this, it believes this, it acts this way, and you don't cross if you as a little child put your toe over the line, it was going to get swatted. And I think sometimes in the culture we need to say, that's it. There are some things that we will not accept. There's some things we won't embrace. Doesn't mean we reject you as a person if you hold those views. It doesn't mean we're going to be strident and hard to get along with. We just state our positions diplomatically, and we hold to them. We hold to them. So on Open Mind Monday, if you would like to discuss and debate a variety of things, as long as it's in good taste, you're certainly welcome to do that. But don't ask me to compromise my beliefs, and don't ask me to bend so far that I have to break. Because there are certain things that hold me firm and hold me steady. There are certain morals and values and principles that I hold dear and that have given me clarity to my values and discernment and purpose in my life, and I'm not going to change them. And that's okay. And hopefully you have some of those bedrock things as well. Hopefully you have some issues for which you're not going to bend and you're not going to break and you're not going to change your mind. It's great to debate. It's great to discuss things. It's great to be open-minded as far as it goes. But what I really get angry at is the intolerance that I see, particularly from the liberal left. Have you watched the brouhaha in Wisconsin? I know you and Bud have talked about that. I've listened in on the conversation. One of the things that bothers me is that the people on the left don't like any of the Tea Party members, and the mainstream media is often there to zero in on some of the signs that they find offensive. And there have been a few Tea Party signs and a few Tea Partiers who've said things that I disagree with that have crossed the line. Barack Obama is not Adolf Hitler, and it is very offensive to me to equate the President of the United States, no matter how much I may disagree with him and his policies, with Adolf Hitler. No one deserves that distinction. But the union people, they don't have any problem now saying that the Governor Scott Walker, is like Adolf Hitler. Well, there's a double standard, and that's a problem, and we're going to talk more about that. All right, it is Open Mind Monday. It is Lynn Miller sitting in for Bud Hedinger, who is a little under the weather today. It is 6:13. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more BHL right after this.
I'm John Levy, coming up at 6:30. Discovery's crew prepares for the first of two scheduled spacewalks. The Tallahassee lawmakers are at odds over a prescription drug dosing program to track Florida's pill mill, following the latest developments out of the Middle East. Traffic on Air Online brought to you by Norwegian Cruise Line. For a limited time, enjoy Norwegian Cruise Line's free upgrades for all. You can get a balcony stateroom for the price of an ocean view, or receive up to a 4-category upgrade. Book now at ncl.com. Call your travel agent for 1-888-NCL Cruise. Restrictions apply. Ships registry, Bahamas and USA. Are you one of the millions of investors who may be making a mistake with your money? Last year, over 96% of all dollars invested went into bond mutual funds. Hi, this is Bud Hedinger, and if you put your money into bonds, you need to talk with my good friends Jack Dawson and Joel Harris of Dawson Investment Planning Services now, before interest rates go up. Let Jack and Joel educate you instead of just selling you something. And remember, they'll not do anything with your money they haven't already done with their own money. Schedule a free 2-hour consultation. 407-629-6477. 407-629-NIPS.
And good morning. It is Lynn Miller sitting in for Bud Hedinger. He's a little under the weather. Hey, Jenna, what's the deal? The MDX was not in the parking lot for me this morning. I expected, to have the car to drive.
Well, Bud is actually pretty specific about that. He won't even let me park next to it. But if you've seen me park, that's probably within good reason.
Well, I was going to say, when you pulled in this morning, I was already there, and I was thinking, Jonathan, don't hit. No, I'm just kidding. But, next time we do the show, do let him know that I do expect kind of at least the MDX to be in the parking lot, because if I need to take it somewhere, I need to, there's some perks with this, right?
Yes, he also has a convertible. So I would say
maybe I want that instead.
Yeah, I would email him and say just keep them both there,
so I could have whichever one I wanted.
Right. So you have a choice.
That's right. Exactly. I mean, women do have to make up their minds, and sometimes we can't decide which car we want to drive at 3 o'clock in the morning. So that sounds good. All right. So, Bud, if you're listening, and I hope you're feeling better, buddy, really do. But the MDX or the convertible, either one is okay. I'm cool with either one. It is 6:19. Hey, let me tell you about the weather. It is going to be 65 degrees now. It's going to be mostly sunny and 87 today. We'll fill you in a little bit more on the weather. If you'd like to chime in, 407-916-5400, 407-916-5400. If you would like to email me, you can, lynnradio@rocketmail.com, Lynnne, Lynn